Safeway is dying. Okay, not really, but the truth of the matter is that Safeway is changing. For decades, Safeway has been one of the most reliable anchors in all of San Francisco. It is one of the largest grocery chains in the city. But right now, 4 major Safeway locations are either closed, or being completely redeveloped. This isn't random. It's part of a much larger shift on how San Francisco is changing. In this video, I'm going to go over all the changes and the downfall of Safeway. If you live in San Francisco or any other major city for that matter, you've probably noticed it. Grocery stores disappearing, large buildings vacant, and massive redevelopment. All of this is replacing what used to be considered everyday essentials. Today, I'm breaking down what's going on with our local Safeways in 4 major areas: the Marina, Fillmore, Bernal Heights, and Outer Richmond. Some are operating and some are closed, but all of them are undergoing significant changes. Let's start with the first location, which is the Safeway in the Fillmore district. This is the most extreme example. The store closed due to declining sales and theft after being active for more than 40 years in the community. Unfortunately, the closure took place after any approvals were given for the redevelopment plans. This left the neighborhood without its primary grocery store. Due to this, the site is now actually slated to be one of the city's largest redevelopments. This location at Webster and Gary is going to be a 3.76 acre site. If approved, it will be one of the largest housing developments in all of San Francisco history. The proposal calls for 1,800 residential units, of which 15% are designated to be for affordable housing. That means that roughly 270 below market rate homes are going to be available. Now, starting from the ground up, at ground level, there's going to be a replacement grocery store that's going to serve the neighborhood. This has not been confirmed to be a Safeway, but many expect it to be. Above the grocery store, there are going to be 4 residential buildings, all surrounding a central public plaza. This has been redesigned to connect Webster, Ellis, and Fillmore, which have been historically cut off from one another. Below ground, the plans call for a subterranean garage consisting of about 500 parking stalls for vehicles. The architect of record is Multi-Studio, and the developer is Align Real Estate. Align Real Estate has developed a niche around transforming grocery stores into large mixed-use developments, which is the exact type of project this is. This project has been made possible by California's density bonus and by right housing laws. This allows developers to exceed height and unit limits when a certain percentage of affordable housing is included. San Francisco alone is required by the state to plan for over 82,000 new housing units. Regarding a timeline, construction here would occur in phases. That is typical for a project of this magnitude, and despite how ambitious the project is, the Fillmore neighborhood may realistically be without a grocery store for a significant amount of time. On to Safeway number 2, the Marina Safeway. The Marina Safeway is still open, but it is facing significant changes. Plans have been submitted to redevelop this site into a 25-story residential building, which would be one of the largest buildings in all of the Marina district. This proposal includes 790 rental units, 86 of which are going to be designated as affordable housing, and a larger, modernized grocery store at the base level. The project was developed by Arquitectonia. Let's just say by this firm below I can't pronounce. As you can see from the pictures or renderings, there is a distinctive U shape to this structure, which is meant to preserve some viewing corridors while maximizing density. Overall, Safeway could return, but this might mean that the Marina district is faced without this primary grocery store for years to come. What sets this plan apart is the backlash. Historically, the Marina has resisted tall, dense development. That means that this proposal has drawn criticism from residents and politicians alike. Many are opposed to the height, scale, and neighborhood character of this proposed development. From a housing policy perspective, this project is a test case for how far state density lines can push development into traditionally low-rise buildings. On to number 3, Safeway in Bernal Heights, or the Mission. In Bernal Heights, the Safeway is continuing to operate, but plans are in motion. This proposal aims to replace the single-story Safeway into a 6 or 7-story residential building. This will deliver 360 to 370 new apartments. Of those, 51 would be income-restricted affordable housing units. If this were to take place, a new ground-level Safeway consisting of approximately 56,000 square feet would take place of the old one. Unlike the Fillmore site we talked about previously, this Safeway has already announced that they would like to return to this area. This project is designed by Perry Architects and will be developed by Align Real Estate. It uses the same density framework that other projects are using to exceed traditional neighborhood height limits. And this is where the tension comes in. This area historically is dominated by 2 to 3 story buildings, making this proposal one of the largest buildings in these respective neighborhoods. The discourse I'm seeing is not related to whether housing is needed or not, but rather whether the scale fits the neighborhood and if residents are willing to wait for a new grocery store. Number 4, the Outer Richmond Safeway, which is located on La Playa. The Outer Richmond Safeway might be the most emotionally charged one out of all of them. The store on La Playa is the only full-service grocery store that serves the entire Outer Richmond and other nearby coastal neighborhoods. Plans call for 526 residential units, which is spread across 2 8-story residential buildings. Of the planned 526 new units, 68 of them will be designated for affordable housing. Below it, the plans call for a rebuilt and expanded Safeway, which will consist of about 59,000 square feet. The plan includes parking, which serves both the residents and shoppers. This is being pitched as a long-term investment in the neighborhood. Regardless, the catch is that the store will be closed during construction. Residents are split. Some see this as long overdue. There is a need for housing, especially along the coastline and near transit. On the other hand, neighbors are concerned about losing a critical grocery anchor, increased traffic, and the erosion of the area's low-density character. This site shows us truly how redevelopment is looked at differently within each areas. In the downtown area, density is expected, but in quieter coastal neighborhoods, it can feel disruptive, even when the results are new housing and an updated grocery store. Whether you live one of these Safeways or not, this may affect your daily life and property values. If you're thinking about moving to San Francisco, this is the exact kind of neighborhood change you should know about. If you want more breakdowns like this, please subscribe to keep up to date with my content. I talk about weekly San Francisco real estate news and neighborhood tours. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.